Alright, what's up world? Wake y'all asses up. It's another episode of King of the Berries podcast. I'm here with the great and talented Adrian today. I brought her onto the podcast today because we've been talking for like the last 2 weeks, and this topic keeps coming up over and over and over again. And it's actually a great topic to discuss, especially for us men. Y'all know I got my Rebuilding Men support group and things like that. So we really trying to, help men become better people and better men and better leaders. And Adrian has this interesting topic that she continues to bring up over and over again. I'm not going to say what my opinion is yet, but I want to give the floor to her. And really, I just want her to really express herself and say how she feels, because I think men need a perspective of a woman on the topic of men don't heal, as she would say. Mm-hmm. Not why men don't heal, but men don't heal. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up the floor to her. I'm going to let her tell her experiences, her thoughts. And I'm going to ask some questions to kind of pick her brain a little bit. But really, I just want to give the floor to her, share her experiences so everybody can learn from them. And then especially men to really take a deeper look at yourself. So Adrian, I'm going to go ahead and open the floor up to you.
Thank you.
You could talk about men don't heal.
That's right.
So go ahead, you can start on off.
So first off, thank you, Paul. This topic is quite interesting. Again, men don't heal.
Yeah, I heard that a bunch of times.
Mind you, let me tell y'all something. Paul has been trying to get me to change the title of this topic every time we talk, and I'm steadfast in keeping it the same because it might ruffle some feathers, but we're gonna talk about it. Okay. So thank you for having me.
Yeah.
And it's been dope getting to know you and talking about this. So first off, men don't heal, and that gets deep because first you got to understand the nature of men, right? So then we can jump into your question: why don't men heal? Well, what are men's natural innate instinct? It's to be the hunters, to be the ones to go out and get it. You know, they're the ones who are dominant. They're the ones who are strong. Okay, the ones who are fearless, right? Mm. So all of that comes into power, and all of these things that create a sense of hardness almost. And that shell and that hardness turns into not dealing with the soft side of human nature. Okay, because we all have a soft side to us, no matter who you are. But men innately have to be that strong one. Okay, so that interferes with healing. That's the first step, is understanding what's in the nature. Okay?
All right.
And then you can break it down a little further. Let's say that even if in your nature, let's say you are naturally an emotional man, right? Mm. What are you taught as a young boy? Toughen up. Mm-hmm. What you about to say?
I'll say men don't cry.
Men don't cry.
Yep.
Man up. Mm-hmm. Be a man about it.
Yeah.
What comes with that? Be a man about it. What's that mean? Don't show emotion. Don't show emotion. Mm. Don't even acknowledge the emotion, because you're supposed to be the tough one, right? You're supposed to be the strong one. You're the face of the household. You're the head of the household. So you're not taught, okay, let's work through this. Let's dive into this hurt or this pain. No, you got to brush it off. Okay, keep it pushing kind of thing. So that whole deal with it attitude starts even as young men, and then it only snowballs as y'all get older.
Okay.
And let's say, okay, let's flip it then. What if you're not an emotional man? What if you just, not a whole lot is going to bother you, okay? Then you're still, again, not taught to deal with those emotions anyway. So let's say something does bother you. What usually happens when two guys get into a argument or altercation? What happens?
Oh, we fight.
Y'all fight.
We fight. We throwing hands.
Uh-huh. And you're not going to sit there and cry about it and hug each other and have a whole therapy session. Mm. Y'all going to duke it out. Y'all going to fight. And then it's not something that turns into a conversation or a healing process. So kind of that tough mindset. Then interactions with women.
Oh yeah, I
Here
know
we
you've
go.
been waiting.
Here
I know
we
you've
go.
been waiting for this. I was waiting for this to pop up. Go ahead.
So the interactions with women, y'all are
Uh-huh.
taught to be what? Players. Or taught to be, the strong one. Again, it goes back from even that innate nature when you're out hunting, looking, searching. Because again, he who find a wife finds a good thing. It's not that we're out finding y'all. Y'all are supposed to find us. So you have to hunt. Even if you go from hunter-gatherer, caveman days to biblical, he who findeth a wife. So again, you have to do all of that searching, that hunting. You ain't got time to stop and work through. You got a lion chasing you, or you dealing with all this. You ain't got time to stop, sit down, and work through your fears and your pain and things like that. You gotta keep it pushing, keep it going. So then those interactions with women, guess what happens?
Keep it pushing.
You keep it pushing. You go from one woman to the next woman to the next woman to the next woman, and y'all don't heal. The men don't heal from their first or second or third experience with these women because you're taught to keep going. So there's no healing in between. You jump from relationship to relationship to relationship, and it's never acceptable to, in society's eyes usually, to stop and say, okay, I'm broken right now. I'm hurting right now. I'm in pain. I have to slow down and check in. No, that's not acceptable. That's not okay, right? You got to keep it going, keep it pushing. So there's no time to heal, right? And what does that do to that relationship? If you didn't heal from the last one, what's going to happen when you get in the next one?
You're going to be going through the same thing.
Do the same thing. You still that same broken person that you were 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 relationships ago. And now guess what? What happens if you come to a woman that's already healed and ready for you? What you gonna do to her if you broken?
You hurt her.
That's it.
You hurt her.
That's it. So you passing on a cycle of hurt when in reality, men not healing actually projects into women being more broken even if they were already healed.
Ooh. Ooh. Yo, first off, do y'all hear the passion that she speaks? I'm sitting right here in front of her and she is just looking me in my eyes so intensely. She really passionate about it, but she talking some stuff. She talking some stuff. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
No, you good. You good. And then, okay, back to the example. So I said society a lot, right? Let's start with the household. So what do men typically see in their household? First of all, I'm going to go to the black community, y'all. A lot of the black community, the households are broken. There is no male figure that's strong enough to lead by example. You're being raised by a strong woman usually, or a strong, figure that is not your father. So you already start off on a level of hurt for some men, right? And that is running rampant in communities of color. Let's start there.
Yeah.
Baseline. So your images are society, what you see on TV, the idols you look up to, rappers, actors, these people who are like, I'm not worried. I'm not, what is it, bros before hoes? I ain't sweating these, I ain't gonna use no profanity, y'all, but I'm not sweating these, I'm not worried about them.
Before hoes?
Yeah. I mean, bros before hoes. So it's like, you're not worried about these girls. They're a dime a dozen, That's the image that's out that a lot of men of color look up to. So that's the first thing. Flip it. Let's say you do have a strong black male in your household, or a strong male of color, or a strong male, even if not of color, any male, right, in the household that is strong, a good example. What does that good example usually look like? What does it usually look like?
I would say tough. Rough.
Okay.
Unemotional.
Boom.
Let's see.
A provider.
Protector, provider.
Yes.
Go out and work, and go out and get it. That type of image.
Exactly.
Most
right.
families.
Right. So if you got that strong, and that's considered acceptable, that's what most people expect from the male of the house. They are the leader. They are the provider. They are the protector. And it usually looks like tough, emotionless. You're not going to get a whole lot of conversation and let's talk about it. Let's sit down. Let's work through it. You're not going to really see them break down and cry. If you do, it is the rarest of occasions. And it's like, whoa, you never expect it. That's not of the norm. I mean, exactly what you just said. So even if you have a strong male figure, look at what the image is. Look at what the example is for you to follow in the footsteps, right?
Yep.
So that's another thing. It's like, even in the household, even if you go outside of just the nature, this is the nurture side of things. What are you being exposed to? What are you seeing on a day-to-day basis? What is your guide, essentially? And it's not to sit down and heal from all the brokenness. It's to keep going, to be strong, to put on a strong face. And it's actually detrimental. It is damaging. It is breaking families apart. It is causing men across the board to be hurt and to never get a chance to fully process that hurt and take it and project it out onto every single person they come into contact with.
That's tough. Yo, she giving it to us men right now, y'all. Like she going in.
But you know what?
I got us later, but go ahead.
But I don't think it's y'all's fault. That's the thing. As much as I'm saying this, I don't even feel like it is your fault as a man. It's not that you're trying to do this. It's not that you're looking to do this. Look at what you're taught. Look at what your innate nature is. Look at the examples you have. Look at what society tells you. If you don't know if you don't know better, how you gonna do better?
I got a quick question for you though.
What's up?
How do we go against our nature then?
That's for part 2.
No, she wants to save it for part 2, man. She wants to save it for part 2. Go ahead, keep
That's
getting,
for part
hey,
2.
Keep unloading that clip. Go ahead.
I only got one major last piece. And it comes into a part of what it turns y'all into. So we're saying men don't heal, right? And I've explained why, to some degree, I believe men don't heal.
Yes.
Okay? Because of that lack of healing, what does that now do? Now, I already said it creates hurt. I already said it becomes a way to project hurt onto every relationship interaction further, thereafter. But what does it really mean? So from my perspective, what happens is, because there's no healing, right? You go from this relationship to next relationship to next relationship. Now, you're lacking those skills that are needed for you to be attentive to your woman's needs. Okay?
Okay.
Because since you didn't heal, now you're not able to even understand why she's so hurt, even if it's the hurt you caused. Okay? So if you're lacking that attentiveness to that woman's needs, guess what else you're lacking? You're lacking the ability to even be present. Okay? Because that's what women, well, a lot of times, I'm going to tell y'all what women want. I'm going to go ahead and throw a little bit of that for y'all.
Let us know.
I got y'all.
Okay.
We want you to be present. But guess what? If you're always the provider, if you're always the hunter, if you're always out trying to go get it, a lot of times that comes first. So if you're lacking those skills to slow down, be present, okay? That is going to hurt your woman. Then, if you can't slow down, guess what else? You're lacking the ability to be patient. We need patience, okay? Again, lack of attentiveness, lack of ability to be patient, that becomes a lack of support. So yeah, you might be supporting financially, but you're missing the other elements of support that your partner may need, okay? Then you lack the ability to be a good listener, because you didn't even stop to slow down to see all of the hurt that was happening. You're not going to stop and listen. So you're lacking those skills too. Then it snowballs. You lack the ability to be a good communicator, because if you're not even sitting there listening, your communication is going to fall apart. And what is the biggest thing in a relationship that you need?
Communication.
Communication.
Yeah.
Effective communication. Not no sloppy, crappy communication. Effective communication. And then all of that combined, all of those lacking skills from being a broken human, guess what? You are no longer able to be a good partner, a good spouse, a good boyfriend, a good friend, a good brother, a good son. You lack so much that it turns you into someone that can no longer be effective in your role to that other person. All from not healing. And that's all look, I'm not even gonna go into no more on
We can
that.
go there. Look, y'all. I gave Adrian the platform because legit, we've been talking about this for at least a week, almost every night, almost pretty much. Yeah. And I'm gonna stop her right there because she went into the part about not dealing with your hurt, and no matter where it comes from or where it stems from, that is an important subject, especially for men, but for women as well. Everybody has to heal. And when she was going down her list of like that snowball effect, not communicating, not being present, and stuff like that, y'all know, my listeners that heard some of my other podcasts, I talk about what happened with my ex, with my marriage and how that fell apart. And it was pretty much that exact same thing: not being present, not listening, ineffective communication, all of that stuff. So it's real. Like, it's real, and I know firsthand how that can affect. And we're not gonna go too deep into it right now, because I agree with what Adrian is saying. Like, I agree. We're gonna talk about men. She says men don't heal. We're gonna talk about it because we got a revolution coming up right now, where I feel like men are starting to recognize, like, yo, we need attention too. We need care too. We need to be able to express ourselves. We need a platform to really talk and share our experiences so we can heal. So we gonna get into that later, and I got to come at the women too. So I'm gonna have to come at the women a little bit too. I can't have my guys being dogged out. But what Adrian is saying, and I'm living proof of it, that's exactly what happens. That's what goes on. So you got like anything else you want to kind of share about why men don't heal? Like, every time I say it wrong, she give me like an eye, y'all. So anything else you want to say about men don't heal?
They don't right now, but they can.
Okay.
They can, and they will if they want to. So it's all about breaking those generational curses and breaking those issues of the past and breaking the stereotypes down. And again, we're going to talk about that in part 2.
We're going to talk about that in part 2. What I do want Adrian to go into detail with what she feel comfortable with is the effect that it causes on women when you get somebody, a man that doesn't heal. And like you said, keep going from woman to woman. From your perspective, Adrian, like, what does that do to women? What does it how does it affect y'all?
That is an amazing question. And the truth is it breaks us as well. So let's say, that has happened to me in the past. My sister is right here. It's happened to her. It's happened to pretty much every single girl, woman that I'm close to. This is why this topic is so near and dear to me. So what that lack of healing does is we come into a situation, and let's say we're going to start dating someone. We look at that person as a brand new start, right? We will give that person their own brand new start. We're not comparing them to Joe Schmo in the back who broke our heart 2-3 years ago. We're looking at them as their own person. And so we give them our time, effort, attention, energy, heart, everything as if they are a brand new person. And we invest. So as women, we even have to kind of remind ourselves to kind of pump it back. We don't need to be cooking for you every night. You ain't my husband. What you, whoa. And, things like that. So we'll invest so much in the dating process as well. And then we'll get to a point where we're completely open with y'all. And that's usually when it happens. So while y'all are still courting us or trying to get to know us or trying to get us, that lack of healing usually doesn't show up. Y'all, most men do a real good job pumping the brakes. They don't show you how broken they really are until you're already committed. That's when it comes out. Because then we can't figure out why we can't get you to either fully commit or fully be the partner that we need you to be. We'll tell you all day long, babe, I need you to do this, or, come talk to me more about this, or we need to work through that. And a lot of times it just keeps falling apart because there's so many unresolved issues from the past that never got dealt with. And we'll look y'all dead in the face and say, that ain't got nothing to do with me. Mm-hmm. That's not my fault. And we can hear y'all talk through things that had nothing to do with us. And a lot of times too, you will resent your woman that you have now for the things that happened in the past. You're holding her accountable for stuff that she had nothing to do with. So she's looking at you with hurt. And a lot of times, guess what? We give y'all chances after chances after chances. She trying to help you to get it right. We might even go to therapy with you. Well, all of these steps, right? And then when it finally falls apart, when it finally goes away, guess what? A lot of times we stay single. We start working on us. And what do y'all do? Go get another girl. Go straight out into the field. Your boys say, come on, let's go out. I'm gonna get you some new girls. We're gonna fix this, right? You go get a new girl, you go get a new relationship. We see it pop up everywhere, like, wow, he moved on that quick. Okay.
I see you back there shaking your head.
It hurts us so bad. It hurts us to our core. Because if we truly invested, and if we truly loved, and if we truly did everything we could, and we gave and gave and gave until we couldn't give anymore, and y'all still go out and act like nothing ever happened. I mean, I literally have watched exes go out like nothing ever happened between us. And I'm looking at them like, wow, you broke me in two. But yet you acting like, oh well, got a new girl. And I'm like, oh, okay. That's how it is. So it kills us.
And take it as far as getting married. Just taking it that far as well. It hurts.
This is my sister Candace, y'all. She here for support, but we told her please chime in because this is a serious topic. So go ahead, Candace.
Yeah, no, sometimes men even take it as far as getting married. And when you're in that marriage, that's it. That's the you got to stick it out through thick or thin. Like, it hurts a lot. It hurts that woman that's sitting there watching that.
You mean as far as the man moving on and getting married to someone else? Okay.
Yes.
All right. I gotta insert a question in. If the relationship doesn't work, what do you expect from that man then?
That's part two. What you mean?
Good gracious.
That's them healing. We got to talk about men's healing. We expect them to do better and to work on themselves and to heal. And we can talk about what that looks like, but that's what we expect. What do you expect?
And I just want to add to the part that when you guys don't heal, that opens up new insecurities within us women as well. Because now we're sitting here like, well, what did I do? Okay, maybe I need to do this better. And we're sitting here doubting now. And we're sitting here doing all of these things that it's not even us. Mm-hmm. It's the other man. It's the man, that's causing all of this.
I got y'all. Mm-hmm. I got y'all. I got some stuff like I want to say. I don't know if it's for part 2 or if it's for I'm not sure. But what I do want to say on this part is that we all, especially men, because this episode is about men don't heal. So men have to take responsibility and accountability for all of our actions and all of the pain and things that we might have put a significant other through. We definitely got to take accountability for that. But what I feel is that the other person has to be able to take accountability, because I think what happens is, and me and you done talked about this for like some hours. Like me and Adrian be on the phone talking.
Chopping it up.
We be talking. But what I feel is that we as people, because I'm not even going to say it's a men or a women thing. We talked about confidence before on the phone, and we talked about your self-worth. Sometimes we see red flags And like I've been listening to y'all stories, and you say you try over and over and over and over again, and that's the one thing I would say about with most women. Most women give multiple and multiple opportunities, thinking that things are going to change, whereas a man, we normally like, oh, it don't change. All right, boom, we out. You know what I'm saying? Most of the time, that's just how we. I think that's kind of like you said, that hunter. You know, that prey that get away. We like, oh, on to the next one. You know what I'm saying? Is that mentality to be able to like, we don't dwell on our emotions long enough to heal sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Like we just like you say, I know a bunch of guys is like that. Shoot, when I was younger, I probably was like that. I was like that when I was younger. You know, go from person to person to person. But I think also in this whole circle, everybody got to be able to take accountability for everything that you put yourself through or somebody put you through. Because I know with my situation with my ex-wife, like I told y'all before, like I take full 100% accountability that my marriage did not work. It was I take full accountability. Now, was it really all me? No. It won't all me. But it's something about that feeling and that snatching power back from somebody else to be like, no, it wasn't you, it was me. You know what I'm saying? Like I allowed you to keep hurting me. You know what I'm saying? I allowed you to manipulate me. You know, I allowed you to do all of this stuff, and now I learned from that, and it's not gonna happen again. You know, I think we're gonna say that for the next. We're gonna say that one for next topic. You got anything else you wanna? You got anything else you want to share?
I think y'all covered it. I think we nailed it.
Okay, all right. We're gonna get into it on this second part, y'all.
Oh, hold up.
Oh, hold on.
Before we end this one, the word is self-check.
Self-check.
Everybody needs to do a self-check.
That's right.
That's how you end it right there. All right. Peace.